What is up, Hair Made in India family? I am coming to y'all today because I have a couple new updates. I just got done traveling in Vietnam and Cambodia, and I was able to dive into the hair extension industry over there and find out what's really going on with their factories, their manufacturing centers, and the biggest question of all, do they really have true Vietnamese and Cambodian hair? So, let me give you the answer quick and upfront first. Yes, there is a limited amount and unlimited supply of actual hair that comes from Vietnamese heads and Cambodian heads. Please remember, y'all, when you're buying human hair extensions, use your brain, use common sense. This hair comes from people. So there's not that many people sitting in Russia with long blonde hair cutting their hair off. And the same thing in Cambodia and Vietnam. The reason there's so much hair like that in India is because of the practice of hair tonsuring, which is an ancient old tradition where people take a pilgrimage miles and miles away to walk up to a temple, do darshan, and pay respect to their gods on auspicious occasions for them and their family. And they donate hair in the amount of 30,000 people a day at just one of the main temples in India. So now let's move on to the Vietnamese hair. Right here I have some hair from Vietnam. I actually went into the factory, got to meet with the ownership, talk to the people, look around the corners and see what they were doing and see what they were using. If you can see, this hair has a little bit of a tint on it, the brown at the bottom. It has been processed to be perfectly straight, and it does have a good natural smell. It still feels weird to me to smell hair, but it does have a good natural smell. Now, what they're doing over there is they are selling a bit of this hair to their good clients, right? To social media influencers, people with a high following, people they want to get more business from. However, they do run out because there's not 30,000 people a day coming to donate their hair over there. They're also using a lot of unethical practices in order to procure this hair, such as going into villages and offering people with no other alternative very, very small amounts of money to go ahead and cut their hair off, which at the end of the day might feed them for a couple of days, but it leaves them feeling just as you would feel if someone came to cut your hair off to pay that little bit of gas that you needed. You'd be happy. You'd be grateful for that gas that you got for your car to get to the next spot. But the lasting impression months and months down the road of having a bald head will hurt you internally, and it hurts them as well. So moving on, what they're doing is they're using a little bit of the good hair to send to select clientele, and then they're buying from India and reprocessing the hair just like they're doing in China. So I'll show you a Cambodian bundle now. This is actually a not processed raw Cambodian piece right here in straight hair. One of the biggest indicative factors of it is you won't see as much henna in it because that's not something that they commonly use over there. If they did, and just Cambodia does the same thing as well, when they run out of their hair, they have to switch it up and they buy from India, which is what all companies do. However, if you do get your hands on a good vendor doing good business, they'll tell you two things. One, yes, they can provide you with Cambodian hair in a certain quality, right? They're going to segment the market just the way China does with 10A, 9A, or top of the line, raw, whatever words they want to use. After that, when it runs out, they were not going to say no to supplying you with hair, right? You're a business owner, you're a consumer, you're a client, they're a business. They want to make money, and that's what they're going to do. They're basically going to start processing the hair or using hair from India, which at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? So I can tell you a story. When I first had this showroom right here, right? People would walk in, they weren't educated really. They didn't really know what was going on in the market except what the marketers and the businesses told them. And a lot of times that's a direct lie, and most of the time, in my opinion, it's just been misinformation that was been passed down. So what I would do is people would walk in like knowing they wanted Yaqui hair from Yakistan, or wherever they think it comes from, or mink from Minkovia, or Brazilian from Brazil, whatever it is. And when they asked for it, I would just simply point at the wall. And I would say, okay, yeah, cool, we got some over there. Go check out what you like. And 10 times out of 10, they would go grab a bundle, Indian hair, because that's all I sell is Indian hair. They'd pick it, they love it, and I would let them know, like, hey, I would tell them, like, right as they were paying, I would say, hey, like, oh yeah, you want a Brazilian, right? Like, yeah, for sure. That's the best Brazilian I've seen. I'm just like, so quick fact, there is no real Brazilian hair. This all comes from India. I just let you pick it and choose it, so you got to see what you like. Now, like, a lot of people think that's like, a bad business practice and this and that. And I thought really hard about it because I came into this industry, as my friend in prison told me, his wife told him, like, hey, Ja, tell your friend that you're locked up with that if he's Indian, we need his help because these Asians out here are taking advantage of our community and selling us anything. And even some of our own people are buying hair and reselling it without knowing and hurting the community with like chemically processed hair that wouldn't hurt a head, or just really low quality that hits people's pockets and makes them keep buying again and again when they don't have to, which is why so many of my clients, as you see on Instagram posting, have worn the hair for 7 years, 5 years, 4 years. It lasts because it's real, raw, natural Indian temple hair. So moving on, once again, that's the same thing that they're doing. They're buying from us again and again and again. And the biggest reason that that these businesses do that, in my opinion, once again, is not to directly outright lie. They just haven't taken the time to find the information and to go do the research, to travel to Vietnam, to Cambodia, to China, to India regularly, year after year, to really see what's truly going on in the marketplace, which is what I've done, and which is the expertise and the experience that I bring to the marketplace. So I'll give you all a quick little view of the hair here in the showroom. Everything behind me is all Indian hair. Some of it has been processed with color. That's the only time we don't call it raw or don't call it virgin. Other than that, we use steam to process our hair. All this hair right here is steam processed. A lot of my clients, I'm dropping some info right here. A lot of my clients that are wholesalers buy this hair right here. My hand was backwards, my bad. But and when they sell it for raw curly, right? This is not raw curly hair, not in a manufacturer sense and not in my opinion either. This is processed hair. Processed hair is done two ways. One with steam, or two with chemicals. With chemicals, you're gonna get that burnt, popcorny, nasty kind of smell. Your hair is gonna look beautiful for a few days until you wash it, until you go outside with it, until you sweat in it. Then it's gonna mat up, it's gonna tangle. And let me explain that real quickly. Matting and tangling, yes, is a hair quality problem. A lot of time the cuticle is mislined or the hair has some kind of defect in it that a manufacturer can't see. So people that sell hair, they'll have issues like that. That's why you have to be a good business owner, take care of clients, stand up integrity, and take care of them. The other thing is shedding. Shedding is not a hair quality issue, it's a wefting issue. A lot of times if you're getting good hair with bad wefting, you're probably dealing with a small middleman in India or maybe even China that has a small factory set up, but he doesn't have the technology, capability, and machinery to properly make wefted bundles with the hair they have, which is sad because they waste a lot of good hair like that. Anyway, y'all, Vietnamese right here, Cambodian right here. I will be selling this hair select only to a few of my clients, and it will not be available nearly as regularly as my Indian hair because I will not buy the processed quality. I will not buy the quality they mix with India. There's no point in doing that for me because I get the hair directly from the temples. I've done my best to make good connections with them, but they're business owners. I haven't got to speak to the owner as much as I would like, in private especially. When I go back, I will be having a dinner with them. And that's what I want to offer to my clients is the actual Cambodian, the actual Vietnamese, not down the road it's going to be switched up on you. So yeah, this once again, my name is Rocky. This is Hair Made in India. I'm trying to get more comfortable doing these videos online with y'all. Honestly, I'm not like shy or weird in front of the camera. I have this little thing where like I remember everything I say, and like when I start repeating myself, I just feel not as good. So I'm trying to figure out new things to teach y'all about. And when I travel, when I go visit vendors and when I go visit manufacturers, which I still do to this day, 12 years later in the business, I do it in order to inform y'all. Once again, the reason I came in this industry was on one word of faith from my friend I was locked up with that had a cell phone snuck in that we used to call outside and brainstorm business ideas. And this girl told me they're taking advantage of us all over the place and they're hurting us with it. And we need someone that's Indian to actually go see what's going on and get that good quality for us. And when I got out of prison, I got back in the same lifestyle for a bit. I ended up, by God, by universe, by my father, directed me to go to India, got cleaned up, quit taking pills, quit smoking weed, and eventually got to a place where I wanted to do something in my life besides sell cocaine. And the first business plan I pulled out was hair extensions. I made one Facebook post, boom, boom, there we go from there. That was 10 years ago. And I've stuck with it. But the reason I bring that up once again, as I've talked about it before, is because the heart of this company, the heart of Hair Made in India, my heart is meant to, my dharma is meant to help and back up and support those people being taken advantage of, ridiculed, canceled, or hurt in any short form, shape, or fashion, especially with the kids, which is why I want to speak one day with kids. So blessings, peace, love, light to all my Hair Made in India family and all my followers out there. I don't have the largest following, but I really, really appreciate y'all that do pay attention because I feel connected in the sense of y'all know my story. When you see me go through my ups and downs, you're able to congratulate me and support me, and that means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending love to everybody. Talk soon.